This is Will Nunziata, New York City-based director and creator of theater, television, and film. And today I am thrilled to be speaking with the acclaimed composer Sven. Sven, how are you this morning?
Oh, I'm doing pretty all right. It's a little early for me, but it's fine.
You know what? Pretty all right. I'll take it. Thank you for getting up early for me. Listen, I want to know, Sven, first and foremost, where were you born and when did you realize that you had a deep love of music?
I was born in Illinois, but I was spiritually born in New York. And so let's stick with that. And yeah, love music. Love music. I realized that I had no choice for my sanity but to make music when I was 16 or so, closeted, gay, conservative, Christian household, all that bullshit. But yeah, I'm still working on the loving music part though.
No, God bless. It's okay. It's okay. No, look at. I've done over, believe it or not, 500 of these interviews with artists all around the world, and I've spoken with so many artists who, I don't know if you feel this way, but who have a bliss for whatever chosen discipline within the arts it is. But sometimes it's like a love-hate relationship that they can't not do it, but the love is sometimes unrequited.
Yeah.
Then I'm curious to know, because obviously you have a lot coming out. That's why we didn't play anything before this video. During these past 18 months, how are you able to keep, your creative juices flowing? And if so, can you give at least like a little, I don't know, sneak peek or talk about what you have coming out soon?
Yeah, so how I've kept creative juices flowing is all trapped back here and all these, like there's books hiding behind books up here. So like it's mostly I've just been like trying to use the shittiness of the pandemic in order to recalibrate how I'm approaching to what it is that to recalibrate how I'm approaching what it is I'm trying to do as a creator, and to make sure that the next project that I begin is coming from some sort of self-awareness in terms of making sure that I'm not just like noodling around and doing something that sounds cool and whatever, which is all well and fine, and aesthetics are great and whatever, but I know that for my last project, which is not yet out and hard to talk about exactly, but basically it's like an album about technology and its effects on mental health and communication and societal change and anger and rate. So anyway, it's about a lot of things.
But Sven, those are all topics that I think are very, very pertinent to today, but also timely. I mean, obviously during this time, whether you have mental illness or not, or deal with it, I mean, I'll be vulnerable right now because you just were, I've been suffering from mental illness since I was 9 years old. And these past 18 months have been a trigger at times for past trauma. And it's some of, our public figures, whether it's Naomi Osaka, Simone Biles, who, are able to say, talking about mental illness isn't a weakness, but more of a strength in the fact that you're able to, at least it seems, address in your way as a creator some of these topics that are sometimes, hard to talk about. I think about my young self. I wish I had artists that I could look up to that showcased, these themes in their stuff.
Yeah, and I because I knew going into the album that's not out yet, which is called A Feast That Never Comes, I knew going into it the precipice of what it was that I wanted to explore, but it was my first time writing and creating the music in that way, which was complicated to explain basically, but like it directed by my husband the way that he would direct a concert dance. He's a choreographer. So like it was us like trying out this new technique of creation and figuring out if it would work. And I think we stumbled into something really surprising and meaningful and beautiful. But this time going into the next one, because I've got a better handle on what the process looks like from the inside. That's why I'm just like, okay, gonna consume as much shit as possible, and
That's
then
amazing.
like really really make a point to be approaching what I want to interrogate from as many angles as possible, and not just la-di-da
Yes,
writing
Sven,
words. That's
I hear you. But Sven, what I like about you is that, like, you know, that you're still a student, that as talented as you are, you're still a student trying to, fine tune your tools in your tool belt. And, as a director, I'm just excited. I mean, I curiously just want to ask if, the project that you were just talking about is something that you see as something multidisciplinary. That's something that is
oh, mm-hmm.
that is I mean, literally as a director at 30,000 feet, I'm not applying for the gig, but, it just seems like you want to, that through dance and storytelling and vignettes and the stage, how you might be able to four-dimensionalize your songs.
For sure. So the twist of A Feast That Never Comes is that it is there are 4 characters that exist in the world, and most of the songs don't name names, because the idea behind the creative process is to establish sort of this like I want to say like dialectic language, but that's not quite right. But it's to establish this way of presenting ideas where if you as a listener want to just like listen to the song, hear it, forget about it, walk away, that's 100% perfectly valid. If you want to treat it like a 7-layer dip or something and like get down into like the meat of it, there's a lot of connective tissue between the songs, and the most obvious existing way of that is there's 4 music videos that choreographed by my husband with 4 of his fabulous dancers dancing and enacting parts of what I imagine the story to be, but again, it's constructed so that like there's not really a right answer, so you
But I
can
love
like
that, Sven. I
delve
mean,
in
look,
however.
my favorite theater is show don't tell, and the fact that, like you said, for those audience members who might just want to sit back, relax, close their eyes and imagine what they want their own journey to be with the music, but at the same time it seems like you've created probably motifs for these characters and allowing the audience to kind of fill in the blanks as they see it, but still for you.
Yeah, and the dream for sure is to be able to take the world that's been established in the music videos and transition it to a stage
Well, I
setting.
see it. I mean, the way that you were just describing it, how cool is that, that you can embody emotion in themes, in motifs through the human body in dance? I mean, that multidisciplinary jigsaw is an incredible idea.
And I mean, Lord knows, you know, the more boxes you can check on a grant application, the more likely you are to get it, I guess.
Bump. Sven, final question for you, my friend. And again, I want to thank you so much for getting up early today, but I want to let everyone know for more on Sven, you can read more about him right below this video. Sven, as we start to see a world that is, you know, slowly but surely opening up, what are you most optimistic about in terms of, you know, the artistic world? Do you think, you know, that it was during these past 18 months we had to, oh, I don't know, relook at how things were done and, you know, no longer do certain things so that we can move forward in a more healthy, you know, more healthy, I don't want to say equalized, but just a more healthy way.
I optimistic is probably the wrong word, but that's I think if I'm trying to be a little bit hopeful, it would be in that there is a subset of people who for whom like live music, live theater, live whatever, it turns out was more important to them than they realized.
Yeah.
And so I think the hope is that as the reopening continues, those people will find themselves more willing to engage meaningfully with the artists that they were going to see, and just sort of like, you know, show up to a show where tickets are $15 and then, you know, leave.
Amen.
And never I don't know, I don't want to say never form like a deeper connection, because that's not always
No, I
what
think what you're talking
the art
about, I think what
demands
you're
or
talking about
requests.
is like, I think what you're talking about is gratitude, just being not only grateful for enjoying it, but maybe just taking a deeper dive into it and not just showing up high by, but like if they have a love for it, to really engage within the creators and the performers and the art. At least for me, when I've gotten to see live shows,
Yeah,
like my first Broadway show back, I've never felt more gratitude. And also maybe looking back to think, wow, I really sometimes took for granted that down the block, we have Lincoln Center, we have the opera, we have the ballet, we have Broadway in this great city of New York that I say I'm such a big fan of and such a big, but I found myself supporting with however little dollars I can to not only these organizations, but frankly, to places that celebrate and promote people of color, LGBTQI, and all of these people that are my friends. I'm finally putting my money where my mouth is.
yeah, that's well, and that I think is probably actually the thing that I'm most optimistic about in my little like bubble inside of a bubble inside of a bubble inside of a bubble, is that like I am noticing more concerted, if not effort, at least like awareness, like especially inside the little pocket of like white gays that I know, where it's like how many times in the past have I seen in that community it be like pulling fucking teeth to get them outside of that circle and
Sven, I
experience
know, and
like
they're the
art
ones
that is,
in hi white gay, hello, believe it or not. But off of
oh my god,
that, it's like all of those people that were always posting on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok how much they're for movements, blah blah blah, but never did anything about it. So my hope, similarly to you, is that some of those people are actually realizing that they're actually part of the problem and that they were
yeah,
not doing anything. And but
yeah,
now they are,
and
slowly but surely.
yeah, that's yeah. So I guess to trouble the answer of optimism, my hope is that with a little force, little fight, little punch, we can get people to, yeah, put their money where their mouth is.
Amen,
And
my friend. Then I'm so excited to see what's coming up next. Again, everyone can read more about you right below this video and follow you. And I can't wait to see your work live and in person, hopefully someday soon.
whew, let's let's just hope the kitchen responds to my emails or
But
whatever.
you are hilarious. You have an amazing day, Sven, and I'm glad that we're connected now.
All right, you too.
Bye.